Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and yes, we are in fact modifying my pristine Land Cruiser that I just bought with only 12,000 miles on the odometer. But you know, such is life when you do YouTube videos. But as always, before we get into this video with the modifications on the Land Cruiser, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So quick backstory as to why I am modifying the Land Cruiser. You know, this is a Heritage Edition and it's got pretty low miles, so you'd think it'd be a vehicle that I'd want to keep stock. But here's the deal. The vehicle, again, that I was planning on buying before I ended up getting this was a G-Wagon G Professional. So that's, you know, Mercedes off-road package on the G-Wagon. And so, you know, as cool as the Land Cruiser is, I do want this to have a little bit more in the off-roading department. And, you know, the biggest thing with this is obviously going to be the tires more than anything else. But, you know, again, I think you guys are going to like the other changes that I am planning on doing. And I also want to mention that I read pretty much everyone's comments. Like, I think there was like 300-400 comments, I can't remember, it was a lot, about, you know, what modifications I should do in the Land Cruiser, what modifications I shouldn't do in the Land Cruiser. And let's just say that I took all of your, I can't even talk. I took everyone's advice on certain things, and I did not take everyone's advice on other things. And so let's get to it. So just got here to Doug's, and boy, oh boy, is that Raptor looking clean. I mean, look at the wheels and everything. I think the bronze in contrast to the blue on that actually looks really cool. And then it looks like he blacked out the hood and everything too. So here's actually a closer look at the wheels. And you guys can see at the hood. I mean, this is really cool looking. And then the bumper too. Look at that. And it looks like he actually did bed liner on the bumper. That's smart. So that's gonna be a lot more durable if it gets an impact off-road. That's cool. Okay, so back to the Land Cruiser and talking about the modifications. The first thing you guys probably figured is we're going to do new tires on the Land Cruiser. The tires from the factory on this are the wimpiest ever. I don't understand why Toyota would put such crappy tires on what is supposed to be an off-road vehicle. Now, a lot of people told me to keep the stock wheels, the BBS forged wheels. These are actually really expensive. I think that like if you try to get these for Land Cruiser, after the fact, you have to pay like $500 per wheel. I mean, it's pretty crazy. The only downside about these wheels is they're 18 inches in diameter, so they're a little bit bigger. So I have decided to go for aftermarket ones, but these wheels are going to end up on another Land Cruiser. You guys will understand later. Now, when it comes to the suspension, I have taken everyone's advice and I'm going to keep it stock. Now, the Land Cruiser does naturally kind of have this little bit of a rake where the front end is a little bit lower than the back end, which doesn't necessarily look the best aesthetically, but in terms of ride quality, like, this setup rides amazingly well. And something that's nice is because Land Cruiser is low to the ground, getting in is super easy. Like, literally, all you have to do is just kind of step, and you kind of have to go up a little bit, but it's not bad at all. Like, I wouldn't even ever consider a side step. And getting out, again, you just kind of have to step. I mean, I do have pretty long legs, so that does help out a little bit. But yeah, getting in and out is super easy with this. So yeah, we're keeping the suspension stock, and then we are doing paint protection film over the whole car. I'm doing a color change, and so there are some imperfections on it. Like, it looks like we've got a little kind of dent right there, as you can see. Shopping cart or something, who knows. And then there's a little bit there as well. That could probably be buffed out. And then I don't think this is going to show up on camera very well, but it's a black car, and yeah, it's not going to pop up on camera. But it does have some swirl marks. The previous owner probably took this through a regular car wash, and I'm wondering if that's where that actually happened, is in a normal car wash. So because I'm wrapping it in a different color, I don't have to fix all the paint stuff on it, which is going to save me a little bit of money. But if I ever do take off the PPF, which I will in the future, and decide to do something that's more clear rather than a color change, then I will be doing the paint correction, which is fine. You can always do paint correction down the road. It's not something that, like, you can only do at a certain time. And then you guys probably noticed I took off the roof rack. That was another thing I forgot to mention. I took everyone's advice, took off the roof rack, because yeah, it just creates a bunch of wind buffeting, and it also apparently lowers the MPG. I didn't really notice a difference, but the biggest thing I did notice was the wind buffeting. It's now gone, and I think it looks Doesn't look as cool without the little basket thing, but I think it looks fine. So this entire stack of tires is for, well, both Land Cruisers. So you guys can see the one set, 275, 65, 18. So this is the set that'll go on the wheels that I currently have on the Land Cruiser, which will go on another Land Cruiser. You guys will understand down the road. And then this set over here is 275, 70, 17. So a little bit more sidewall and obviously smaller diameter wheel. That's why you have a little bit more sidewall. You can also see that definitely more aggressive. So this is still an all-terrain tire, but this is going to be kind of more of like street use, whereas this a little bit more aggressive. So still can use it on the street, but also going to be better in off-roading situations. So yeah, we got two sets of tires for both sets of Land Cruiser wheels, and then these are the wheels that I decided to go with. The Icon wheels are just frankly the easiest to get for the Land Cruiser. They're obviously not the most affordable wheels on the planet, but the reason why I said they're easiest to get is, first off, they just look really cool, so you don't have to do anything, you know, after the fact. Like sometimes with aftermarket wheels, you might have to powder coat them or something because you just can't get it in the color you want. Bronze, so that matches what we're looking for. And then these are 17-inch wheels, and they work with the Land Cruiser. Like I don't have to worry about fitment or anything like that. These were literally designed to work with the stock Land Cruiser. And on top of that, they also have a little bit more like on the, there's not a negative offset wheel, they're still a little bit on the positive side, but they have closer to a negative offset than what the stock wheels have, or I should say neutral offset. So instead of having the wheels like kind of sucked in, they'll pop out a little bit, especially with these tires, right? With all the sidewall, these will pop out just a little bit. Okay, well, I have a special treat for all of you in today's video. I'm sorry, I gotta switch this. You guys probably can't hear me very well, but this is a special treat. So this is a Jeep Wrangler Limited. Yes, it's a Jeep Wrangler Limited that has basically been turned into a Hellcat. So you can see. Yeah. Doug does some crazy stuff. So he took the 5.7 V8 and he supercharged it. And I think it has as much horsepower as a Hellcat, or something. It's crazy, something like that. I do want to say this is hilarious. So you've got like the normal black trim up here and then like tan down below. But then you guys saw the exterior. So like you wouldn't expect this interior with the exterior on it. I miss this interior. The new Jeep interiors don't feel as like well built as this version, the WK version. Because like this trim just feels a lot tighter. What do you think of it, Doug? I'm putting you on the spot.
I like it. It's fun. I've always loved these Jeeps. So I've had 5 Grand Cherokees now, and I just think they're a great platform for an all-around Jeep. I obviously went a different direction with this one than my typical off-road builds, but it's a lot more fun to go fast sometimes than off-road.
What kind of gas mileage do you get in this?
I couldn't tell you. You don't look at those things when you have this kind of power.
Like 2.5, who knows?
Right.
It sounds really good though, and it's so cool to see over the hood on it. Should I tell people that it's for sale, or is it not for sale yet?
It is for sale for the right price. To be full transparent, I have over $60,000 into this Jeep, so it definitely wouldn't be going for 20.
So, yeah, I know someone's gonna be like 20, take it or leave it. But I mean, I was talking to him about this. I've reviewed a few Trackhawks recently, like used ones, and every single one has been just absolutely trashed. Like the last one I reviewed, it looked like it had been in an accident with every single panel on the vehicle. It was horrible, and it was still like $80,000. So yeah, it's just it seems like the people that get the Trackhawks, they don't necessarily take care of them. Whereas this is, I mean, this looks like brand new inside. Like these seats too. How many miles are on this, by the way?
120,000, but there's 2,500 on the new motor.
Oh, this does not look like it has 120,000 miles in the interior. That's crazy. It looks like brand, I mean, even this, usually you expect this to be like all scuffed up and everything, and it's not. That's crazy. Oh, wow. That's fast. That's a crazy sound.
That's definitely fun.
That's fast. Anyway, well, he got me, he's my Uber right now, and he got me to where we need to be, like, just like that. Well, this is a very interesting transition in the video. We are actually back at Doug's place, and we're in a dealership car because I'm filming some reviews at the Honda dealership here, which is, it's literally like right next to Doug's place for you guys that are wondering. Like, I think it's less than a mile away. It might be a mile total. Anyways, He just texted me and said that the paint protection film is in, which I didn't show in this video, which now I will be able to show in this video. I think you guys are really going to like this colored paint protection film. So here is the PPF that's going on my Land Cruiser. It's this like kind of olive green, no metallic flake in it. So it's going to have a very flat finish, which, I mean, that's not exactly the same as what it has right now because there is a little bit of metallic flake here on this black paint. But yeah, I'm really excited to see kind of how this ends up looking on the Land Cruiser. I mean, again, you have to imagine we're going to well, not these bronze wheels, but bronze with the green, I think will look really sharp. And now that I'm looking at my bronze wheels next to the, walk over here for the icons. It looks like the icons they almost look like they're a little bit lighter, which I think will work a bit better with the green because there'd be a more, more contrast. These are kind of like more of a, kind of a little bit more of a brown hue to it. So interesting to see the color difference with them in the wheels. Yeah, I think these ones wouldn't work as well with the green. Anyways, the other color for another Land Cruiser that you guys will maybe see someday is this gray. So it's just a flat gray. So I guess we're both doing just flat colors this time, both in gloss. And I think that you guys are probably going to end up liking this build a little bit more because it's going to have the heritage wheels on it, and then it's going to have the gray. I think this is probably going to be more of a popular color compared to the green because, yeah, there's not as many people that like greens. I obviously love it. But let me know which color you like better, whether it's the gray or the green. And this one is the one you'll see. So my Land Cruiser, obviously already here. This is the one that you guys will see first in terms of the completed build. And then the gray, well, to be determined, to be continued.